Hey there, and welcome to the Girl Means Business podcast, the show that's all about helping photographers just like you build a thriving business without sacrificing your sanity. I'm your host, Kendra Swalls, a former teacher turned full-time photographer and marketing coach, here to fill your earbuds each week with practical tips, real-life stories, and a whole lot of encouragement. So if you're ready to dive in, let's get to it because this girl means business. Hello, and welcome back to the Girl Means Business podcast. Today's episode is going to be short and sweet because it is just a little PSA out there for all of my photographer friends. I am here to tell you to walk away, step away from the posts that you see on Facebook inside of groups asking you to follow for follow or do follow trains. Okay, these are one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to photographer marketing. I see them all the time inside of Facebook groups and it drives me insane. And today I'm going to get into all of the reasons why and why they are not helping you build a business at all on social media. It's one of the reasons, and if you've followed me for a while, you know how I feel about social media. You know my disdain for it. But one of the main reasons I dislike it so much and I discourage people from relying on it for social media is because it is not beneficial, especially if you are using it in this way. So let me give you a little context, a little backstory here. So the other day, I was inside of a Facebook group that I pretty regularly post inside of, and I noticed that they had a post that had gone up by one of their admins. And it was basically saying, like, let's kick off the new year by helping each other grow our social media following. And it was, drop your Instagram handle below and follow the 4 people above you, however they were structuring it. I don't remember all the details, but essentially it was just go follow all these photographers that are in our group, post your Instagram, follow everybody, and then you'll gain a bunch of followers because people are going to follow you. And in the end, it'll all be great and wonderful because we'll all grow our following. And I had to kind of bite my tongue because I was like, I could jump on here and tell them like what my thoughts are on this, but it just didn't feel like the right time or place. But it did give me the idea to come on and talk about this here on the podcast. And I have done this before in previous episodes, but I feel like this time of year, when we're in sort of a slower season and people are starting to panic a little bit about lower bookings, or am I doing all the things right? And is my follower count enough on social media? And am I living up to what everybody else is doing? And there's all of this comparison happening because we're not busy focused on our own things anymore. We have this kind of a break in shooting and in editing because we went through the holiday season. And so we're spending more time looking outward than we are looking inward. And we're starting to say like, oh, well, this person is doing this and this person is doing that. And this person has this many followers and I only have this many. And so it's really tempting when you see these posts that say things like follow and we'll follow you back and we'll grow our following, to be like, yeah, why would I not want to do that? Why would I not want to grow my following? But here's the thing. Here's the piece that they don't tell you that I feel like photographers need to know. And please, 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 if you are listening to this and you are like, yes, this is like, preach it, tell everybody what this really is about. Or if you're listening to this and this is like an aha moment for you, please send this to some photographers that you know, or send this to your photographer bestie that you're like, hey, like, we got to stop doing this. This is not the way to grow on social media. So, okay, here's what happens when you do the follow trains. And it's called different things, follow trains, follow for follow. I don't know. They call it all different things on social media, but it all essentially is the same thing. So let's say you're in a Facebook group with 100 other photographers and they post, and sometimes they do this weekly, which is really annoying, but they'll post something and they'll say, it's Tuesday follow train day. Like, drop your Instagram handle below and follow the 4 photographers above you. And, make sure you let them know you followed them, yada, yada, yada. So let's say that 50 photographers comment on this follow train. Okay. And out of those 50, 5 of them or 10 of them come and they follow you on social media. Those 10 photographers are not local to your area. They are photographers, which are probably not your ideal client. They don't photograph the same things you do, or maybe they do a little bit, but they're not, they're different styles or different genres or different all the things. It's going to make your Instagram follower count go up. Yes, that is accurate. You will get more followers by doing a follow train. The problem is they are not going to be followers that are going to help you grow on social media. In fact, I would encourage you, if you have participated in some of these follow trains, or you've done a couple of them, or even a lot of them, go look at who is actually following you. And I want you to scroll through the first 50 people that are following you on Instagram and see how many of them are actually potential clients. And by potential clients, I mean they are in your area and they are someone that might potentially book with you. So they're not another photographer. They're not another small business somewhere out in the world trying to just get a follow from you. They are an actual potential client. And I would bet that if you have done some of these follow trains, the first 50 or 100 that you go through, you're going to have a very small percentage that are actually potential clients, because you have flooded your follower list with people who are not your ideal clients. And while it might be like, well, Kendra, what does it matter? A follow is a follow, a number is a number. Not all followers are the same. And here's why. So when those 10 photographers follow your account, Instagram looks at that and goes, oh, Kendra just got 10 new followers. That's awesome. Way to go, Kendra. Your account is growing. Okay, let's look at what those 10 new followers are. Okay, they're all photographers. Okay, so that must mean that I need to look and see that if those 10 photographers are following Kendra, then that must mean Kendra's content is aimed for photographers. So I'm going to show her content to more people who are like and similar to these 10 people that just followed her. Well, hold on a minute. That's not what you want Instagram to do. You don't want Instagram showing your content to other photographers. You want Instagram showing your content to people who live in your area who are potential clients. So if you are a family photographer living in, Nashville, Tennessee, and your 10 new followers all live in a different state than you, and they're all photographers, and all of their content they search for on social media is primarily photography related or whatever, that is going to confuse the algorithm beyond belief. The algorithm is going to be like, well, hold on. If the majority of these people who are following her are photographers and 3 of them live in California, okay, well, that must mean that her content is geared towards photographers in California. So it's going to start showing your content to other photographers in California. That's not who you want to see your content. That's a problem. And so if you are frustrated with your content or your algorithm on social media, like, God, nobody is seeing my content. Like, my content is being liked by like a few photographers that I'm friends with on Instagram, and maybe like my best friend's sister, but very few people who are actually my clients are engaging with my content. I don't understand what's going on. And you're blaming the algorithm. You have kind of done this to yourself, because you have told the algorithm who to show your content to by participating in these follow trains. And the same goes for the reverse. If you on Instagram are going and you're following 10 new accounts that are all photographers, then your feed is going to fill up with content from other photographers, which again starts up this comparison cycle. So do you see how like you have now trained the algorithm through these follow trains to do something you don't want it to do? You have trained the algorithm to show your content to the wrong group of people. This happens a lot of times too when people go viral. They have content that goes viral. They're like, oh, I want to go viral. That sounds amazing. So they have all these, they create these incredible posts, they go viral. Well, when you go viral, you don't have control over who your content is being sent to or shown to. And so you end up with, you might grow your following, but it's going to be from people all over the world and not necessarily your ideal client. And you no longer have control over who is engaging with your content and who's kind of messing up your algorithm. When you are doing these follow trains and you are bringing people in to follow you that are not your ideal client, you are messing with your algorithm. So one, we need to stop blaming the algorithm for mistakes we've made in our own. And again, I say we because I have done these. Before I knew what this did to my brain, to my account, I was like, sure, why not add 10 new people to my follower account? That sounds amazing. And again, it's frustrating because then you start to go, oh, the Instagram algorithm is not showing my content to the right people. Well, you've told it not to because you've invited these other people to come and engage with your content. And now the algorithm's confused on who to show your content to. So, how do you fix this if you have been doing follow for follow trains? The first thing you do is stop doing them. If you have been a part of them, I want you to stop cold turkey. Okay. We are going to no longer engage with the follow trains or the follow for follow or the whatever they're calling it. We're going to stop doing that. Then what I need you to do is I want you to go and spend some time really engaging with content on social media that is from your ideal client. This means you're going to go and search for people in your local area who are your potential clients. So again, if you're a family photographer, I want you to seek out clients in your area. That could mean there's in our area, for example, there's a bunch of like these children's magazines, like DFW Child, I think is one of them. They have an Instagram account. So I'm going to go and look and see who is following that Instagram account. Okay, well, that's probably a lot of moms. So I'm going to go and I'm going to engage with their accounts. I'm going to try to reset my algorithm back to focusing on local and ideal clients, because that's who you want your content to be shown for. People who are local to you and who are your ideal client. So you have to now retrain the algorithm to focus on those things. And the best way to start doing that is by engaging with those types of content yourself. And then hopefully those people will then come back and engage with you as well. Okay. But this takes time. This takes you spending time on social media, engaging with other people, being social on social media with the hope that they might come back and engage with you. And that would be wonderful. And that's going to absolutely boost your algorithm in the right direction. But it's going to take time, because undoing what you've already done is going to take longer than it did to actually do the damage. So again, I have my love-hate relationship with social media. Yes, social media can still be a part of your marketing strategy. Yes, you might need to reset the algorithm from all the things you've done to confuse it. But if social media is something you do want to implement into your marketing toolbox in 2026, this is a great way to start undoing some of that. And again, stay away from the marketing trains. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode, my little PSA on follow for follow trains. If you have questions, thoughts, ideas on this episode or any of the other episodes, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Girl Means Business or email me at kendra@girlmeansbusiness.com. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will see you back here next week, same time, same place.